I originally am from south of London, so Hackney. I studied in Durham for 3 years. It was supposed to be 3 years, but I added a year abroad to it. So I went to Prague for a year, then graduated, and then from there, in that kind of intermittent period, heard about the MES project in Sunderland, applied to that, then was accepted, and then went back briefly to London for summer, and then started the MES program in September. For me, I felt personally that I needed more of the kind of the practical side of living ministry or living out ministry. I'd studied quite a bit on theology, but I think it's actually when you apply it to a kind of given life experience that you really find it. You kind of, I guess, get a sense of the challenges and the drawbacks, or kind of the actual experience of living parochial ministry in particular, which is something that I'm interested in kind of entering. So. Mainly just studying and kind of so traveling around a bit. I worshipped regularly at Durham Cathedral as part of evensong and daily worship when I could, depending on whether my seminars or my timetables. I used to just work quite a bit in London over the summer in retail, all different sectors like cycling, fashion, jewellery, just bizarre kind of all different kind of, I guess, spectrums of it. But always in my mind it was looking at and pursuing a vocation. So in my mind it was always a case where, despite the working environment that I was in, it was always a case where I felt something was saying to me, this is brilliant, this is amazing, you know, the experiences you're having are lovely, but really it's not what you want to do, really. And I guess just being more attentive to that call, as it were, and listening into that. We so mainly based across a kind of a four group system within Sunderland. So here in St Thomas, St Oswald, St Chad's, St Mary, St Peter's, but we also work alongside different kind of local projects and agencies. So with like the Pennywell Youth Centre, so a lot of youth like care workers we work with. We work with local schools and academies. We set up a food bank in one of our churches in St Thomas. So that really kind of allows us the opportunity to really get involved and kind of get into the nitty gritty of kind of localised community life, as it were, and dealing with, you know, distressing issues of benefits, universal credit, economic poverty, job prospects, you know, prospects of Nissan being closed because of the whole kind of Brexit thing going on currently. It does, yeah, I think really drive it in home, the fact that there are communities within this area who are particularly suffering and need to be there as a source of both kind of pastoral but also spiritual support, and to be a presence in their communities. So I'm looking for ordained. I'm currently in the process. I am toying with the idea of a chaplaincy. I do like the idea of being based in a setting such as a prison or a hospital or a hospice, because I think I'm a very social and kind of personal individual, and I like to engage people even outside of a religious context, particularly people who aren't, I don't know, maybe of a particular faith or who are de-churched. I feel as if it's important to create that dialogue between people who aren't of a particular denomination or even of any faith at all. Just kind of, yeah, bringing in kind of discussions on religion and faith to a kind of secular setting. So. I would say go for it, because it definitely, if you like stepping into a different area or kind of stepping outside of your comfort zone, I would say this is the best place to be, because there's a whole kind of broad spectrum of life, as it were. You've got like intergenerational stuff, so people that have been here for 60, 70 years, you have the young children, you have the different kind of congregations that you work with across the group. I think it gives you kind of a broad picture of what parish ministry, particularly in Sunderland, looks like, I would say.